Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary DeVos, thank you for being here today. I am concerned about your failure to decide and grant borrower defense applications, what Mr. Takano was talking about earlier, which are supposed to allow students who believe they were defrauded by their college to apply for loan forgiveness. As of December 31st, 2018, there were 158,110 borrower defense claims pending, and the total number of approved claims had not changed in more than a year. Zero approved or denied. I'm very concerned by this administration failure, that the administration is failing to protect our students and denying justice to those who've been defrauded. Secretary DeVos, I trust you're aware of the court order in Manriquez versus DeVos on this matter.
I am.
Okay. I'll quote from the Federal Student Aid webpage to describe the Manriquez versus DeVos decision. Quote, it prevents the department from collecting on federal student loans from covered Corinthian borrowers, end quote. Okay? So are you aware that FSA is violating that court order?
Well, Congressman, we have continued.
Are you aware that they're violating the court order?
Let me just
yes,
say.
It's a yes or no question.
It's not a yes or no answer. We have completed 16,519 eligible borrowers.
I know you're reading from the same thing that you said to me. I'm going to reclaim my time.
On automatic closed school discharge.
I'm going to reclaim my time, Madam Secretary.
Most of those were
Mr. Chairman,
college students.
I would seek unanimous consent to enter into the record evidence from Nadine Stewart.
No objection.
Nadine was a student at Everest, a Corinthian subsidiary, and she's protected by that court order from having her loans put in repayment. When she contacted the borrower defense hotline, she was incorrectly informed that she had to actively request forbearance. They eventually put her in forbearance, but only after incorrectly insisting that had she not called in, her loans would not have been able to be put in forbearance. Madam Secretary, do you know how many other borrowers FSA has illegally ordered corrections on?
Congressman,
in addition
we
to her?
continue to work very diligently on the whole borrower defense claims issue. We have, as I said.
So do you know, I don't want you to read your notes again. Madam Secretary.
That have been approved and for whom
I've heard you
relief
read
has been
that.
provided.
I've heard you read your statement before to Mr. Takano.
Do you want to have the numbers or do you not?
Do you have a number or not?
I have
a number of, I asked you a question. I'm not asking you to say any number that you feel like saying. Do you know how many other students like Nadine Stewart were incorrectly collected on by the FSA? Yes or no? Do you have a number? You said you had a number.
Incorrectly collected on?
Yes.
I don't, that's not a category that I would.
I wish you would keep track of that category, Madam Secretary. That would be super for the students of this country. Reclaiming my time, on March 15th, 2019, the department issued guidance on the 2016 Borrower Defense Regulation. My concern is that the guidance does not state that the department will enforce the rule against institutions that seek to enforce pre-dispute arbitration agreements against students with borrower defense claims. We're talking about pre-dispute arbitration agreements. Under the terms of the 2016 regulation, any institution that relies on a pre-dispute arbitration agreement or class action waiver has violated the terms of its program participation agreement with the department and should immediately lose eligibility. No pre-dispute agreements are allowed. At least one school represented by a law firm that is a repeat player with the Department of Education has forced students into arbitration since the 2016 rule has gone into effect. Do you commit to revoking the eligibility of schools that rely on pre-dispute arbitration agreements, which are not allowed under the regulations?
Congressman, we are continuing to address the applications made both by students that have been part of closed schools and by those who are submitting.
So let me ask you,
claims.
did Corinthian College use arbitration against students?
Corinthian College students are.
They did. Did ITT use arbitration against students?
We have continued to address their applications. We are getting,
Let me just ask you, did EDMC and Dream Center with brands like Art Institutes and Argosy use arbitration agreements against students? Did Vatterott, did ECA, Virginia College and Brightwood? They all did. And I'm gravely concerned, Madam Secretary, that these are just some examples of how the department under your leadership has been less concerned with protecting students than with giving cover to profit-driven actors.
Congressman, we
My
are
time's
concerned
expired.
with, we are concerned with not
You're
only
not showing it
protecting
by your actions, Madam
not
Secretary.
only
What matters is your
protecting
actions.
students, but also protecting
Mr. Chairman, my
taxpayers.
time's expired.